From Wall Street to Main Street, this is Lalate.
Good evening, and it's a beautiful night across the board and a big update for your fourth stimulus check in this recording. Your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today heated up as Representative Richard Neal came out firing against the president, saying he's not going to do the pay-fors for the fourth stimulus check or the fifth stimulus check as the president desired. He didn't disavow the monthly stimulus checks. You're going to get those. The biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of the channel. You're going to get those starting the month of July and continuing month after that. And you're going to get the fifth stimulus package. The incredible SSI reform across the board will raise everyone's benefits, including veterans and seniors and Social Security recipients. But what did Representative Neal say? He said, we're not doing those pay-fors. We are not doing those pay-fors, and I'm going to do it a different way. OMG. In this recording, we go over all the breaking developments of that revelation. We also go over what happened with Janet Yellen, what happened with Dogecoin. Also what happened with not one, not two, but three major developments. As banks said, get back to work, we're getting back to work. And then phase one of unemployment benefits rebates from the federal government of the taxes you paid are going out. I'll go over all that money. The other money that's going out, the rent, the utilities, the food, the business grants going out this week as well. It's a big week with a lot of exciting news, but what else? There's items missing from fourth stimulus they need to put in there. I have all those details and more. And thank you for joining me on a big night of Evenings Lalate. Everybody, how you doing? It's a beautiful night across the board of Evenings Lalate, and I'm so excited you have joined me on the eve of Cinco de Drinko. Cinco de Drinko is just around the corner. Cinco de Mayo. Well, let's hit that piñata and let's get some stimulus checks out of it. In this recording, we'll go over those monthly stimulus checks under the fourth stimulus package. The incredible great news. Those are stimulus checks that will start in the month of July. I'll go over who gets them, when they get them, and how they get them. I'll also go over the items that are not in the fourth stimulus package that we need to get in there. Because they're expiring? Yes, they're expiring. And then I'll go over the big money in the fifth stimulus package and what happened on Wall Street today. Oh boy, what a big day of news. Thank you for joining me. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you're new to this channel, this is Lalate. This is the most comprehensive financial news channel there is, reporting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, from Wall Street to Main Street. All the news you need to know about the financial markets and, of course, your stimulus. And if you've not subscribed, please do. Also like this video. And if you've not become a member, the link's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. I'm back in 2 hours from now with our lighthearted show, LA Late Night. Let's get to the breaking development news right now. Fourth stimulus got a strange twist today. And that strange twist came from Representative Neal. He is head of the House Ways and Means Committee. And if you've been with this channel for a while, you've heard me talk about him. He is among the people that has the largest part of the fourth stimulus and the fifth stimulus to write when it starts the reconciliation process. His House Ways and Means Committee writes the very big bulk of it. And so what did he say today? He did not disavow the items of the fourth stimulus, the fifth stimulus. In fact, he likes them. He just disavowed the pay-fors. Ooh, boy. So he said, we're not doing that. Mr. President, we're not doing that. Capital gains, personal tax rate change under fifth stimulus. He ain't going to do that. And then corporate tax rate change under fourth stimulus. We ain't doing that. Well, this shows you what I told you. It's House members and senators who write the bill, not the president. He can propose what he wants to propose, or have his staff of Yale graduates tell him what he wants to say. But ultimately, it's Congress. And Congress, if the House members wants to give you a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Let's compare the House plan versus the Senate plan starting right now. So the House plan will give you a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Boy, there's one misguided YouTuber guy that's telling people that the House plan gives you a stimulus check to the end of the year. That's not what it says. We can read better than he can. It's a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. And the first month is $2,000. The second month is $1,000. The senators, the amount of the monthly, their proposal of the monthly stimulus checks is unknown. They would pay it to the end of December. So they would pay it over a shorter period of time. And then comes along that other YouTuber that says $2,000 and points at it in every thumbnail and every video he makes till he's blue in the face. There is no $2,000 number agreed upon by any Senate caucus. It just doesn't exist. It's just untrue. But word on the street is this is what the senators may likely do. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Word on the street is this is what they may likely do. But there's no agreement to it. $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. And there you go. So Representative Neal does not dislike these monthly stimulus checks. He just doesn't like to pay for them the way the president wants to pay for them. Who gets these? If it's you. If you got a third stimulus check, it's you. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you're getting it. Single individual, less than $75,000 income, you're getting it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you're getting it. And then if a household of 4 or less, you're getting it. So household 4 people, quadruple the amount. Married couple, double the amount. Now, I've had just a whole flock of viewers coming into this channel and asking in the last 2 days, when are we getting that May stimulus check? When are we getting that June stimulus check? Oh boy. So I didn't know what was going on. So I searched, and yeah, that same YouTuber is telling people you're getting stimulus checks in May and June. Just passed for stimulus, one of his titles. No, not just passed. There is no stimulus package that just passed for stimulus. So I'm sorry, but I'm glad you found me. There is no May stimulus check. There is no June stimulus check. The fourth stimulus is a reconciliation process that takes 2 months with 2 bills and 2 steps. Step 1, agree to do a recon. Yeah, we agree. House, vote. Senate, agree to do a recon. Yes, vote. Done. Off to the president, sign into law. Then they go back and do the substantive bill with Representative Neal. Do you agree to do a recon? What are you going to substantively put in the recon? That's what Representative Neal just sort of goes chop, chop, chop. I mean, just like, he is just pulling out that knife and go, he's just chopping away at what the president says, and he doesn't like it. And then off to the Senate, vote into law. Now, the Senate vote-a-rama, which is a 2-day event, they could add the stimulus checks then, or the House members could add those stimulus checks when they have it. And that's your fourth stimulus. That is your fourth stimulus. When would you get it? In the month of July, for the month of July. Monthly stimulus check, not income, is not a taxable event. You don't pay taxes on it, would not disqualify you from benefits. And it would start in the month of July. For the month of July, there would be no waves of checks. There you go. That's fourth stimulus. That is your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 for today. Now, what's also exciting, great news, boy, more about what's in fourth stimulus and what's not in fourth stimulus in just a second of this recording. And that'll be cutting to fifth stimulus the second half. But let me go over the surprising developing details that happened today as Janet Yellen, your Treasury Secretary, came out and said she believes that we could have some inflation. Now, remember, inflation is good for purposes of fifth stimulus because you're going to get paid for it. So she says, I think there may be some interest rates that will somewhat rise to make sure that economy doesn't overheat. Even though additional spending is relative to the size of the economy, it could cause some modest increase in interest rates. And as she made that announcement on behalf of the president today, Tech continued to slump. NASDAQ was down almost 3% at some points today. Dow remained down about a percentage point. Bitcoin and Ethereum were taking a dive, and Dogecoin was going up through the roof. Very, very volatile day. And this follows as this weekend, Warren Buffett, during the Berkshire Hathaway meetings, said that he thought that inflation was coming. We're raising prices, people are raising prices, the costs are going up, steel's going up, everything's going up, said Warren Buffett this weekend. So this is very big news. Meantime, also really surprising news. Bam, 1, 2, 3. We saw 3 get back to work announcements today, and they were big ones. First, Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon said, get back to work by June 14th. You're ordered back into the office. We're not going to do remote working anymore. Done. Wow. Then JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon's head CEO, said, I'm sick of Zoom. That's what he said. I'm sick of Zoom. And that 50% of the workers should get back by July. Finally, the New York Stock Exchange. Yes, that place that I have I have the graphic for it. I always forget I do. The New York Stock Exchange is changing operations starting Monday. Starting Monday, members of the floor community who have been fully vaccinated will be able to roam around. The floor will be reopened for fully vaccinated floor traders. They will not have to wear masks. They may remove masks, but they must stay 6 feet apart. Again, this is a fully vaccinated floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Really interesting. It could signal where we're going forward on things across the board. Also making news is the waves of refunds from IRS. IRS is sending out a wave of refunds, and those waves of refunds are starting today. So this is for people who paid taxes on 2020 for their unemployment. If you paid taxes on your first $10,200, there's going to be 2 waves. I delivered that first to members of this channel today. Wave 1 is for single individuals. Wave 2 is for married couples. And those waves will be paid out accordingly. For example, let's say you had $10,200 of unemployment. Your total tax bill was $5,000, but your tax burden for that unemployment was $1,000. They're returning you $1,000. Second, if you've not filed a tax return, you need to. And if you did not take out for taxes, for federal taxes, for the unemployment, you won't have to up to that threshold. And if you did take out for federal taxes and have not filed a tax return, you're going to have to file the tax return to get that money back. And that is where YouTubers is doing incorrect information. There is no stimulus check of $10,000. No one's getting a check of $10,000. You're not getting a refund of $10,000, and you're not getting a refund of your unemployment. You're getting a refund of the taxes you paid on a 2020 return of your unemployment. And you're not getting a refund of what you took out for your unemployment. You have to do that by a tax return. So there you go. That is the latest on the unemployment. If you remember this channel, I delivered the guidelines for you on that one. Also reach out to your tax preparer. So boy, a lot of other money going live today and this week. Money for mortgage, utilities, assistance, rent. Let me go over all that great news right now. First, going live, the money for rent, the money for renters utilities, mortgage assistance, also the money for homeowners utilities. Going live, reach out to your local, state, and city and county. This is different than second stimulus. This is third stimulus, so go get it now that it's live. And also going live is the business stuff. The Shuttered Venue Grant went live last Thursday. The restaurant grant went live last Friday, both at sba.gov. And I have a gut reaction that the EIDL grant of $5,000 is about to go live. Also live is the PPP grant. Go get it. It has a couple more days to it. The president extended by executive order. Meantime, there's a series of items that are not in the fourth stimulus package. And boy, they need to be in there. And you need to know they're not in there because you're going to be shocked when you hear, if you're new to this channel, that they're not in there. You need to push Purple Power, push to get them in there because they are set to lapse and they should not be lapsing. And it's important to know what they are. I'll be going over them with you right after this commercial break. And also, I'll be going over the big money under fifth stimulus and the money that is enabled for the SSI and SSDI reform. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. On Lalate. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join Lalate Daily for the excitement of the new Lalate live daily. The excitement starts on mornings Lalate at 9 a.m. Home Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate. And the excitement continues now on Evenings Lalate. It's a big night across the board. I'm so excited you have joined me. The excitement unfolds across the board as America awaits that fourth stimulus and that fifth stimulus. Also exciting news is that in 2 hours from now, I'm going to be back with you with a little bit more exciting details. That fun is LA Late Night. In 2 hours from now, join me as LA Late Night heats up at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that, let me jump back into the live broadcast. What a big night it is. I'm so excited you are here. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is the community you want to be part of, the fastest growing community of its time. If you're watching this channel for the first time, this is Lalate, the most comprehensive financial news channel there is, covering Wall Street to Main Street, from crypto to equities to stimulus and more. I want you part of this community and make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. 3,000 likes, and if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. All right, let's get to the details. Series of items are set to expire from third stimulus into fourth stimulus, and everyone's just sort of shocked by it. There are 3 categories of items, and the first category is the rent, the second category is the unemployment, and the third is the business grants. The first one is the rent assistance, utility assistance, mortgage assistance, and homeowner utility assistance all expiring, along with the eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance. The second group that's expiring is all the unemployment stuff from the federal government. Shocking. I mean, there's 8 million jobs missing in this economy still from the pre-pandemic. There's 17 million Americans still long-term unemployed. So why are we letting these things lapse? Push Purple Power, push and make sure they don't lapse. PEUC, the federal program extends UI, set to expire. FPUC, the program that adds $300 a month to your benefits, set to expire. And PUA, the program that provides you unemployment if you're a solo practitioner or gig worker, that's set to expire. It's just shocking. Why? Finally, the last one, the business grants, expiring. Shutter venue grant going away. Restaurant grant going away. PPP grant going away. Created by CARES Act 1. EIDL grant, EIDL loan going away. Push Purple Power because you want to push and ensure you get this money. Here's what you need to know is that the fourth stimulus has not been written yet. It starts by recon. It puts in there that big payout of those monthly stimulus checks. And while it puts that in there, it has still yet not gotten detail about what else it needs to put in there. And while we're looking at all these items, the Votorama is the place in which they can put it in there. And while they're taking care of the issue of the stimulus checks, they have not yet addressed this issue of these other items from third stimulus that are set to expire. Get the push underway, Purple Power, and get it included. All right, let's go to the incredible great news of what's in fifth stimulus. Now I'm going to give you a fifth stimulus check update of 2021. I'm going to go over not only the SSI and SSDI reform, but also the other items that are going out to single people. The Democrats are putting in SSI reform. Let me go over broadly what it is and then specifically. It's going to increase your benefits, increase your asset limits, remove the add inflationary benchmark, and then remove the marriage penalty along with the income exclusion. All right, let's explain all that. Very simple. First, who's you? SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans, Social Security, SSA, Social Security survivor benefits. All your benefits will be raised up to a new benchmark. Yeah, if you're on several benefits, they're all going to be raised up to a new benchmark. Then they're going to tie you to inflation. And you saw early in this recording, Janet Yellen and Berkshire Hathaway's CEO, Warren Buffett, both talking about runaway inflation. If it's runaway, good. Your benefits will run away to the moon. Then they're going to remove the asset cap. It's hitting some of you. It dates back to a 1984, the law for that says some of you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand. And then they're going to remove the income cap. That dates back to a 1962 law that says you can't work and also stay on benefits. That's going away. So if you want to make $1,000, $2,000 a month, they're going to get rid of that as well. And finally, they're going to remove the marriage penalty. If you have been the victim of the marriage penalty, you know what it is. So you're going to be excited to know they're getting rid of it. And if you're facing the marriage penalty coming up, they're getting rid of that as well. So it's not like new people are going to get the marriage penalty. No one's going to get the marriage penalty. So when would this happen? This is fifth stimulus. This would start in September. 2-month recon process. Same process as fourth stimulus. Recon again. And then it goes to a final vote. And you'd likely see the first month of benefits impact around November. There you go. That's your fifth stimulus check update of 2021. Your fourth stimulus check update. But guess what? I got more for you for fifth stimulus. Now, fifth stimulus, remember Richard Neal says, I'm not doing it that way. Well, guess what? There's a lot of other things the president wants in a fifth stimulus, and I think there's room to change them. So let me go over the details of what is in fifth stimulus so you understand it starting right now. The money is not just for families. It may be called the family plan, but it actually has a lot of money in there, not for families. So the first section is for families, childcare costs. Then the next one is paid leave. It's not just for single individuals. That's not just for a married couple. That's also for single individuals. And it's for a lot of different types of paid leave. Then there's money for preschool and free community college, and also 2 years of subsidized tuition to go to an expensive school. I don't like any of these three things. First, the preschool and the community college is for children of billionaires. Yeah, there is no income exclusion to who can get the free preschool or the community college. So we should not be paying for that for billionaires' kids. Just doesn't make sense. It should be $50,000 or less single individual, or $150,000 or less. It should be $75,000 or less single individual, or $150,000 or less married couple. Same as a stimulus check. Then they want to give 2 years of free community, 2 years of very expensive college to a single parent's kid, where the single parent makes six figures. Excuse me? No. If the parent makes six figures, you can pay for your own kid's college. Come on now. Now, let's drop the threshold. $75,000 again for single parent, or $150,000 for married couple. And then we got great money for seniors and great money for single people. Seniors get more money there's more money for SNAP. There is more money to trying to make permanent the health insurance premiums of the third stimulus package. They are also trying to make permanent the child care tax credit. The earned income tax credit. So let me explain what that is. Earned income tax credit predates COVID. It's been around a while, and in the third stimulus, they made it $1,504 if you made less than 25,000, hazard pay worker, 19 years older. They want to make that permanent. Great. I just think it needs to be bigger. First, it needs to be more than 25,000 threshold. I've had a lot of viewers say, "What is going on here? Why is this such a low threshold?" I don't understand. It's a tax credit. I mean, let people have a tax credit. What's the big deal? And then make the tax credit bigger. What the hell is 1504? That's nothing. Then they want to increase the child care tax credit, which I think needs to go bigger. I think it's too small. And then they want to do the child credit permanent for 6 years. Okay, this is a hot mess. I don't know any viewer of this channel, millions of viewers every 24, 48 hours. I don't know anyone that likes this. It's to give $24,000 over 6 years to newborn babies. Why? They haven't worked. They're not seniors. They're not hazard pay workers. They're not front pay. They haven't done anything. They're babies. Why are we giving them $24,000 over 6 years? Now, as if that could be worse, it is. Representative Neal, remember him from earlier in this recording? He actually wants to do what the president originally wanted to do. President didn't want to do 6 years of 4. He wanted to do 17 years of 4. And that's what Richard Neal's trying to do. And there's a worry now that Richard Neal may try to do 17 years of $4,000, which would be $80,000 to a kid out of the womb over 17 years. Why are we giving people $4,000 a year? Essential workers aren't getting $4,000 a year. Seniors aren't getting $4,000 a year. SSI and SDI workers laid off aren't getting $4,000 a year. Business owners can't even get a $4,000 grant from SBA. They got $1,000 when they were owed $10,000. So I don't know what this is. And guess what? Let's go back to Richard Neal one last time. Richard Neal doesn't agree with the pay-fors. Well, guess what? The president's not keeping his promise for the pay-fors. The president said that the fourth stimulus would be paid for corporate taxes and the fifth stimulus would be paid by capital gains and personal taxes. Well, here's the surprising developing detail. The president's looking to change people's tax burden if they make less than $400,000. He said he was not going to do that. He said, if you make less than $400,000, I'm not touching you. Well, he is. He's taking a married couple, which is 2 people. That's why it's called a couple. And saying, if you make $600,000 less, I'm touching you. Wait a second. She's $600,000 or more. I'm touching you. Wait a second. That's $300,000 a person. 300, that's 600. It should be 800,000 a married couple. You think we don't know how to do math here? You promise nothing for 400,000 or less. Well, then if it's 2 people, it shouldn't be anything for 800,000 or less. But here's what you need to know, is that fourth stimulus is still a work in progress. It's still a work in progress. Multiple stimulus checks, you're going to get them in the month of July. And boy, let me recap all the nonsense I've seen out there in the last 2 days. And thank you for finding this channel and leaving other channels, because I've gotten questions and I'm like, why am I getting these questions? Some viewers have said, when am I getting my May stimulus check? What? When am I getting my June stimulus check? What? I didn't understand why I'm getting that comment. I thought it was someone punking me. No, but I saw it from a lot of viewers. And now I know why. There was some person doing videos that said, just passed fourth stimulus. No, fourth stimulus is not just passed. So there's some YouTubers that are making people think that a stimulus package has just been approved and the stimulus check is going out. Nope, it's not. That's the first thing. Second, another YouTuber is saying that the Jalapal Talib Senate, the House proposal, proposes to give you a stimulus check for just the end of this year. No, that's not what it says. We can read it together. It says the rest of the pandemic plus 1 year. Then there's another YouTuber who says you're getting $10,200 of unemployment check in the mail. Oh boy, you're not getting that either. And then finally, if you have a child, you are not automatically getting $3,600 in the month of July paid in proration, $300 or $250, whether it's $3,000. There's 2 things that have to happen. 1, you have to make less than $75,000, and 2, the IRS needs to know you have the child. If they do not know you, If you do not file tax returns, you need to file a tax return because they don't know you have the child. I had one viewer send me a nice message yesterday. Said they filed their 2019 tax return, listing the child, but they haven't done the 2020 yet. Well, you're fine then. They know the child exists. They saw the 2019 return. I'm referring to someone who doesn't file tax returns, doesn't know the child exists. The second one is someone who does file a tax return, hasn't listed the child. It could also be the scenario I just said. Someone who had filed in 2019 but did not list the child because the child wasn't born then, was born, let's say, during the pandemic. You need to file a tax return. Remember, IRS needs to know the child exists for you to get paid. If you file the tax return before and listed the child, then they know the child exists. And there you go. That is your fourth stimulus check update of 2021, your fifth stimulus check update, and the big money for third stimulus is hitting across the board. I'm really excited for you as we go into a big night. There's so much love on this channel, and I really appreciate the love across the board. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I want you part of this community. If you're a new subscriber, say hi. I'm new here. I'm a newbie. And if you see that newbie and you're an old-time viewer, say, hey, how are you? Welcome to the community. I want this community to be the envy of everyone. I want them to say, wow, they really talk and treat people really nicely on that channel. They're very inclusive, they're very inviting, and they're very kind. I want this to be a kind environment. Also, like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes. Let's do it. Right before this was Afternoons LLA. If you missed it, go watch it. It's now archived on the channel. Afternoons and Evenings LA are the two massive tape recordings of the afternoon schedule that gives you a lot of information. Coming up after this in 2 hours from now is Late Night, which is non-informational, it's humor only. So if you want to laugh, stay here. This video will take you to LA Late Night after this. And with that, stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, and stay.